going to start in child's pose. I'm going to go ahead and pin myself and get you guys on your mat in child's pose. I do have a little story for you where I used my yoga. Come into your child's pose and start to breathe. We had a situation this week, which is kind of funny because it taught me a little bit more about, you know, this whole living in a house through Corona, different things that we're going through. And our refrigerator went on Saturday. It's a new refrigerator, but it just stopped working because the motor in the freezer froze. So we had to take everything out of the refrigerator and the freezer, and you know that's a pain in the neck. But I mean, we're home, so why not? And it's important to make sure we have somewhere to keep the wine cold. So I had to get that done. But you guys keep breathing in your child's pose. Just take some deep inhales and some exhales. And so what had happened is my husband and I had spent a lot of time working on the refrigerator freezer. So by the time Sunday came and my 17-year-old had come back from Monday came, my 17-year-old had come back from he'd been in New Hampshire for a couple of days. I was right on like, okay, I need you to help me bring out the trash, put the dishes away. Like I wanted him to do all these different things I didn't get to do. And I jumped on him probably too soon because he had just come in from a trip. So he was transitioning from where he had been to moving into this place where I was screaming at him, which timing is always something in life, right? We're going to take some inhales and exhales. Keep breathing deeper into those inhales. So I got a little snappy with him, and he snapped back at me. Well, then I did the scream, like, Jeepers Creepers! And I was screaming. Jeepers Creepers was not the word I used. And I was screaming a little bit. So, you know, we got it out, and we were all okay. Well, 15 minutes later, my 25-year-old son came down, and he was laughing, and he said, Mom, I was on a sales call meeting with 12 people when you were screaming. And in the middle of the meeting, the guy stopped and said, sounds like you're at home, Kyle. So a little embarrassed. Everybody in my son's company, or the 12 people in the sales meeting, was hearing me screaming at my 17-year-old. But what can we do about it? It's COVID. And that's what they said on his call. They laughed and they said, it's COVID. There's nothing we can do about this. So we're going to take another deep breath. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. It's COVID. Sometimes those things are going to happen. And it was a good eye-opening experience of timing is everything. If I had been just a little more patient and taken a couple breaths to let him get a couple breaths in, the response and reactions would have been a lot different. You know, all was good half an hour after it was done, but I'm just saying sometimes we've got to evaluate that. On this next breath, we'll take the inhale to the top. With an open mouth exhale, let it all go. We'll slowly crawl our way up onto all fours. We're in table now. We're placing the hands under our shoulders and the knees under our hips, and definitely wiggling out those hips a little bit. Wiggling them out. So they have, you know, a mind of their own sometimes too. The hip zone where we get stuck with stress and the shoulder zone, they'll create that crazy in your brain, all right? And they'll make you feel probably more anxious than you really want to feel if you're harboring all that tension. So if we can take some deep breaths and just kind of unpeel some of that stuff, one layer at a time, moving side to side, and then come back to center. Open up your hands further to the mat, front side of the mat. Move into that circular motion. You want to tuck your toes under, feel free to do that. Notice how when you take a deeper breath and you pay attention to the movement, you do feel a little bit lighter. And then exhale. There's not so much worry going on in your body, being harbored in your body. And then take one more breath, come back to hold, walk the hands in, further in from the shoulders so you can come up to those tips of the fingers. I like these wrist push-ups. Tuck the toes and pull it back. Breathe it all the way up. I did strain my wrist a little bit the other day. Exhale, pull it back. So I'm going to be careful with my push-ups today. Notice what's going in your body. What is the timing? You've come to take this class, but is it time to do a power class, or is it time to take it a little bit easier? Push it all the way back. One more time, inhale. Take the exhale back to come down onto the heels of the hands and walk them back to where they belong. Take an inhale, lengthen into your cow pose. Did you just sink into your wrist? Little reminder, pushing down against thumb and index finger is going to poke those wrists up so you can really express movement in the chest. On the exhale, round and pull everything in. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen and pull it up. Exhale, round and pull it in. On these last 2 breaths, just a little bit of that mindfulness to the space between the inhales and the exhales, so we don't feel like we're rushing so much. One last breath, take the inhale. Take the exhale to the rounded spine and pause. Bring the chin in a little bit deeper to the chest, maybe push against the tops of the feet and hold. Keep lifting the hips up. I still have bent knees and I'm on the tops of my feet. Then I'm gonna roll over my toes and come right into my downward facing dog. Keep your left hand on the mat, maybe walk your feet up a little bit so you're more in a puppy than a dog. Take your right hand and place your knuckles towards the mat. Your fingers are faced towards your feet. Maybe fist and then open the hands, or drop to your knees if it's too much. So we're gonna close the fist and then open, feel the stretch. Close the fist and open. 2 more times, close the fist and open. Last time, close the fist and open. Come back to place the hand towards the mat. Drop to your knees, please, and guide that right arm up towards the sky. So the fingers are nice and open now. Spreading energy up. That left thumb and index finger are pushing down to lift the ribs up a little bit higher. Thread the right arm under. The right ear will come to the mat. If you'd like to cross your right foot over left, just a little bit of a different feel free to do that. Keep threading your right arm through. And then you either come down to that right forearm or that right ear. The left arm can come up to the sky if you're adding that on. These are all add-ons. Turn that left wrist and draw the knuckles towards the right hip. Now you can keep pushing the hips back towards the heels with the cross leg here, or you can shift the weight a little bit more forward, unravel the legs and extend that left leg long. Either one works. Maybe you reach back to bow it out. Breathe. As you extend the leg back long, if you've extended it, exhale back. We're all coming back with that right leg. Left hand to the mat. Pull yourself up. So now my right arm will be under. I'm taking my palm and turning it down. Left arm under, and I'm sitting back. Crossed arms, crossed legs. If it bothers your knees to cross your ankles, you don't. Let the chin drop towards the bicep in an effort to kind of stop hovering. We hover above something, like if something's worrying us, we hover and hover and hover. And literally, we exhaust our fuel. You know, those planes that have to go land at another airport because they're hovering to land and they can't get in. Don't be that. Use your energy wisely. Drop your chin towards your biceps and just breathe. And then slowly pull yourself back up to center. Unravel the legs. Maybe push down against the tops of the feet. Take the left wrist and turn the left wrist in just a little bit. Maybe close and open. Now I'm gonna pull up into my downward facing dog. So if you prefer to come here and pull into the dog, because that's how I had you do it last time, feel free to do that. Open and close the wrist. Open and close. And then we'll exhale, come all the way down. Bring the left arm up. You're nice and wide with that left hand like a starfish, right? Don't collapse to the right side. Thread the left arm under. When you thread the left arm under, you'll drop the ear to the mat. Keep threading the left arm under. Don't stop. You want to cross your left leg over right in that little ankle cross. Go for it. Drawing the right arm up towards the sky. Maybe right hand comes down towards the hip. Reach. If you're working the balance, you will go ahead. Solidify the pose with the left temple coming down. Draw that right leg back and lift up. Maybe bow it out if it's in your practice. Falling over is an option. Falling over is always an option. Take it back to center, please. Draw that
That right arm's gonna come over left as you come sitting down and back. Let the chin drop. You can even bring your hands up if you want and give yourself a little bit of a hug. Maybe move around just a little bit and then slowly slide your way back onto all fours. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. Take an exhale and round. And then inhale, lengthen, extend that right leg long, extend the left arm out. Exhale, pull it in, inhale out. Exhale in, inhale out. Exhale in. One more time, exhale in. Here it is, inhale up, reach back and bow it out. If that doesn't work, you're on your left hand to the mat and you're just pushing this heel up. Try not to drive too much into your left hip so you're rolling over to that left hip side. Keep the heel pushing up towards the sky. On the inhale, straighten that leg. On the exhale, we're just crossing it over again, like we did with our ankle. If you want to push yourself back and sit like this, go for it. I'm coming off my knee just a little bit. So what I did was I went from here and I slid back to here. It's like a pigeon, but I'm sitting off my hip. We're not going to stay here long. Slowly roll yourself back up. Take that right leg and pull it in. Exhale all the way down. We'll slide the left leg out. Let me come this way. Left leg comes out. Lift it up. Exhale in. Inhale up. Exhale in. Inhale out. So I'm not really using my head there, and I should be. Exhale, round it in. Feel the top of your neck. Inhale all the way out. Exhale all the way in. Inhale out and hold. So crossing that left leg over. You could stay like this and just hold, or you could start to kind of let that left leg come all the way down so you're sitting over on that right side, and then draw it down to whatever's good for you. Let the head go. You can come off that right hip too. Just make sure your knee right here isn't hurting. Exhale, pull back. We'll tuck the back toe under. And we'll draw the right leg up. This time we're going to bend that right leg. It's already up there. Bend the knee and peel it open. Roll through that right ankle. Shake out the head a lot, please. So check out the way we collapse in our shoulders when we get here. Sometimes you're too far away from your feet. Sometimes you're not pulling up from your belly too much. Sometimes you're not drawing your elbows towards your thumbs as much as you need to. I want you to focus on that. Looking good, everybody. Beautiful. Couple more breaths. Beautiful, Tana. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. Couple more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Bring your right knee to your right elbow and hold. Right here and hold. Kick it all the way back. Nice step. Do it again. Right knee to right elbow and hold. You're working the abs, everybody, all the way back. Couple more times. Right knee, right elbow, and hold. All the way back. Last one. Right knee to right elbow and hold. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the right foot all the way through. Coming into this low lunge to start, just like this. Frame your front foot. Lift up. Inhale. So watch your feet here. Your right foot and your left hip are hip width apart at least. Draw the arms up and reach up for a moment. So look how wide open my hands are because I really worked in my wrists. I'll take my left wrist and lean to the right, rooting down through the feet, maybe tucking my left toes under. Feel the movement of your ribs. If you want to place your hands to your ribs for a moment, lift your ribs up. That's going to give you a little tuck to the tailbone, but not too much. And that's going to give you a nice little lean over to the right with the alignment of the bones being right on. Peek underneath your left elbow. Pull yourself back up to center. Now don't miss this opportunity. Reach up towards the sky for a moment. Open up the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows and pull it all the way down. Beautiful. So we're going to inhale, pull ourselves back up into a crescent lunge. Going to do a lot of that work today in our legs, the way we kind of propel the motion from the bottom up. So on the exhale, come back down. Feel the movement of your back. Inhale, pull it all the way up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale up. Hey, this is too much for me. Your back knee stays on the earth. Exhale. Inhale. Take the exhale and hold. Remember the lift of the rib cage like we just did in that twist? Keep the lift and twist to the right. Draw the arms open. Maybe look to your back right shoulder. Pull the arms back up on the inhale. On the exhale, we'll come right over that right foot. Walk your back leg in and we'll give it a little break. Curl your toes up. Let the forehead come down towards your knees. Breathe. So in an effort to get my muscles to work with me, not against me, it's like trying to tell a 2-year-old to eat. You like make different shapes of their food, right? I move my hips around a little bit here, and then I settle. I let the my right hip move back, left hip forward as I sing. My toes are curled up to get an extra stretch in the back of my calf. And then I'm gonna slip my energy forward here. So that propelling motion. Right hand to the thigh. Left hand to the thigh. Come up halfway. So you're in that spinal balance pose. Look, my leg just came down. I'm working it. Extending my right arm out. Eventually my left arm will come out. And then I'll pull all the way to stand. Drawing my left knee all the way up. Inhale and exhale. Lift your chest. Don't let that left hip lift up too high. Create that length on the left side. And then slide the left ankle over right. Sink into your pigeon pose for a moment. Just sink into this. This is a nice way of saying good morning to those hips. Pull yourself all the way back up to a stand. Slide the left leg over right. Take an inhale, draw it up. Reaching for your right wrist. So I'm going to go in the opposite direction of you because I am not mirroring you. It's that lift here before you lean. Pull back up to center. Exhale. Let the arms come down. Before we fold forward, reach for your right wrist. Pull that right wrist down. Let your left ear come to the shoulder. Okay, pull it all the way back up. Hinging from the hips. Slight bend to that front knee. Walk your way down. Option to stay here is a beautiful option. To come down here with blocks, or to maybe walk your hands to the left, hips to the right. Hang your head. Come back to center, unravel. Come into ragdoll for a moment. Woo! Shake out your head. Let it all go. Breathe. Release your fingers to the floor, bend your knees and pull yourself all the way up. Take your big toes to touch. Samastiti. So now you're circulating energy all through that right side, probably saying, woohoo, what's going on with the left? The left side is take me, my time, okay? So let's do it. Inhale, sweep it up, maybe a little bit back. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen. We're gonna step back to our high to low push-up. You guys go for it. I just need to grab a tissue for my gum. And then you're coming into your downward facing dog. Kick your left leg up towards the sky, please. Bend the knee and peel it open. So have fun with this. Remember not to collapse on that right side. Roll through the ankle, drop the head. Maybe rock back and forth on that ankle. Explore, you guys. Now's the time to do it. Right? We're stepping into new protocols and everything with everything that's happening in our lives. So that means you don't always have to play by the same rules on your mat that you've played with this whole time you've been working. You can try different things. Maybe bring your left knee to your left elbow and hold. Kick it all the way back. Left knee to left elbow and hold. Kick it all the way back. 2 more times, left knee to left elbow and hold. Kick it back. 1 more time, left knee to left elbow and pause. Try to keep it up high, maybe an arm balance if it suits you. Step your left leg through. Draw your right knee to the earth. Hold for a moment. So we're gonna move up with our shoulders right over our hips. Adjust your feet. So think about it. If you try to lift up and do something, right? So I think I told you, I'm going in today at 12 o'clock to get an implant in my tooth because they try to put a crown on a broken tooth, right? It's a tooth that I cracked. Eating a cherry at Stop and Shop. You should never do that. Lift your arms up and hold. So it's a great definition of, if the crown wasn't on the sturdy tooth, it falls out, which it did last week, but like literally out of my head. And my 7-year-old son said, your tooth just fell out of your head. Yes, awesome, right? Take it all the way up, reach for your right wrist and lean over. Think about rooting through your feet to lean over. That same 17-year-old son that I screamed at, isn't that awful? Ah. And then come back up to center on the exhale. We're gonna bring the arms down. We're going back up into our crescent lunge. So we're gonna poke that back foot, find it, lift it up. On the exhale, breathe the elbows down, feel the movement of the back. Inhale all the way up. This is like we're making a big, huge W. Yes, winners, right here. Winners, they are our own definition of what is winning, right? You don't have to win the game. You just have to feel confident in yourself. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. When you come up for the inhale, you'll straighten that back leg and you'll feel the ribs lift up as you twist away. Give it a little twist. Breathe. So we're going to sweep it back around on the inhale. On the exhale, we're going to come to that pyramid pose. So you walk your back leg in if you'd like, and we're coming forward onto that front leg. My right hip comes forward, my left hip rolls back. Let the forehead come down towards the knee and just breathe. Keep breathing. Open up the second toe. Let the forehead fall. Ha. Think of the timing of this, right? If it's good for you, if this is a good time to balance it out with your leg lifted, you will. If not, you can keep your leg on the floor if you'd like. We're going to go ahead and we're moving into that balance, right? So left hand comes to the thigh, right hand comes to the thigh, we reach the right foot up. So if it's too much, the right foot could be on the ground like this. Eventually, the left arm will extend like our spinal balance, close the right hip down. Pull the right knee up, kick it out, come right into your standing pigeon. Breathe. Lift the chest up. Sink down a little deeper. Slide the rib cage up on the inhale. Feel the push on that left side as you stamp down the right leg. Go ahead and reach for that left wrist. Lean it over for a moment. Pull yourself back to center. You can reach for the wrist and kind of just pull it down if you want. I'm going to go ahead and reach for my right wrist with my left hand going to the left shoulder. And then pull it all the way up on the inhale. Hinge from the hips and come forward. Walking your hands to the thighs. Your choice. Stay here or walk it over. We just got a lot of muscles in that whole warm-up series. So don't get too confused with it. Just kind of keep breathing. Flow with it. On the exhale, we'll come all the way up to stand with our legs nice and parallel. Come up with hands to Samasthiti. Set your intentions for your practice today. Maybe feeling a little bit lighter than you did when we first started. Maybe not. Awareness is 3/4 of yoga. Showing up on your mat is everything, right? Take the inhale, sweep up. Take the exhale, swan dive forward. Take the inhale, lengthen. Step back to your high push-up. Before you go anywhere, let's just dissect this a little bit. If you rock too far forward, you're going to feel that angsting on your wrist. Too far back, the lift of your hips. Come back to where you're pretty neutral. Notice your shoulders as they round up. Exhale the elbows towards the thumbs. That's going to help pull the belly button in as you pretend there's a ball right there between your inner thighs. With or without the knees on the floor, you're exhaling to your low push-up, inhaling to your upward facing dog, exhaling to your downward facing dog. Breathe. Take some deep breaths in and some deep breaths out. Look towards your fingers, jump or step to the front of the mat. Take an inhale, lengthen. Take an exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, Samasthiti. We have 4 more sun salutes. Slow, fast, with or without push-ups. This is your oyster. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 breaths. Look towards your fingers. Jump step over to the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. 2 more to go. It's building heat. Hopefully helping you to shed some of the riddies in your head that just get way too much in the way. High to low push up. Maybe it's a Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale up. Exhale back. 2 breaths. Look towards your fingers. Float to the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We got 1 more to go. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lengthen. High to low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths in. Look towards your fingers. Jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Come right up into your Utkatasana. Hips should be nice and warm. So think of your Utkatasana, right? We kind of do it like a robot. We kind of just sit and then we forget about it. Don't sit and forget about it. Let's rock on our feet a little bit and see if we can go deeper into our hip hinge. So we're going to swing forward with our heels lifting up. As you land the exhale, come deeper in that squat. So swing a little forward, hover. Exhale, squat. 2 more. Swing a little forward. Exhale, squat. Last one, swing forward. Exhale, squat, lift it up and hold. So this is where you are working those legs. Notice how I'm going to stand up and talk while you do it. If you can visualize the rib cage floating up above the hip bones via the connection of your belly button pulling to the back of the ribs, that movement of the muscles drawing everything up. So then the tension of the shoulders, though, comes down. Fingertips up towards the sky should feel good right there. Drawing 3 more breaths. So my son did say to his sales group, she's a yoga teacher too. So I'm glad everybody got a good laugh after me swearing at my 17-year-old. Whoopsies, not always perfect. On the exhale, fold forward. On the inhale, lengthen, step back to a high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back. It was the refrigerator's fault. Bring the right leg up, bend the knee, and peel it open. Don't collapse in your left side. Please let your head go, please. And then bring your right knee to your right elbow and pause. Your left knee is to the floor if this is too much. Kick the right leg back. Bring your right knee to your right elbow and pause. We're working belly muscles here. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, right knee to right elbow and pause. Kick it all the way back. Right knee to right elbow, pause. All right, kick it back, bend the knee and peel it open. And then slide the right leg all the way through. Nicely done. We're moving right into that warrior 1. The right hip pulls back, the left hip comes forward, and we're hovering. We're hovering here. So in this effort to hover, I want you to feel your right rib lift up a little bit higher with a little gingerly twist back. So you're going to feel it in your left ankle a little bit more. Maybe your left groin. And then as you pull up to warrior 1, slide that front foot a little more forward if you need to. Don't sit into this like, you know when you sit into a bucket seat and you go, boom, you collapse, and then you're all screwed to the car ride afterwards. You got to lift up through the belly when you sit into this. Draw it to that back left baby toe and hold your warrior 1. Breathe. Ring fingers lift up towards the sky. We're going to hold here for a moment. Keep breathing. Whew. Okay, a little rocking and rolling on the ankles here. As you rock back, turn the toes up. As you exhale back, lift the ankle up. Similar to what we did in Utkatasana, but we're moving through our feet. Inhale, bring the toes up. Exhale, bring the heel up. Everybody getting this? Walk the back leg in if you're slipping. Inhale up. Exhale back. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale back. Bring the hands behind you. Walk your back leg in just a little and stand right in this humble warrior. Just stay in it. Wiggle everything down. Give it a half and breathe. As we exhale and let the right arm come down towards the right ankle or the right shin, we're going to blossom the hip up and move into Trikonasana to straighten that front leg. Lift up. So this is a dive bomb Trikonasana. The top of the body is kind of heavy and down towards that ankle, and then draw the top, the left arm up a little bit. Hold. It's not your traditional Trikonasana. Place the left hand to your hip. Remember I said we're doing a lot of these explosions today of taking off. You'll take off that right foot and you move right into Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand can come back to reach for that ankle. Give yourself a little opening and breathe. I like to bring my right hand up when I feel anchored. I'm not going to do it if I don't have a good anchoring point to take off from. Or else I'm going to lose the tooth and have to pay for the implant, right? Inhale. On the exhale, slide yourself all the way down. Let's give that right foot a little break, right knee a little break. Turn the knee open and lift up the chest. Let the back of the head, like you're taking that lifting T plunge. Is that what it was called? Oh, we're going to open it up. Nest T plunge. Open it up. Nest tea. Oh my goodness. Jojo would know that. She's a tea drinker. On the exhale, tuck your back toe under, please, and make it a little bit more aggressive if you want to do that. And then we're going to finish where we started. Right hand to the inside of the right knee. Bring that right knee up. Reach back. Come to your high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Take an inhale, breathe it out. Take an exhale, come back. Take a break, please, if you've had enough. Right foot piggybacks over left, coming from a high, low, inhale up, exhale back. Someone just said, let's do that 3 more times. I could hear. I think it was Sabelle. So we're going to come here, exhale, inhale, exhale back. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, back. Inhale, exhale. Lucy, you're going to love this one. Walk it in a little bit. Right leg lifts up. Bend the knee. Lift your dog. Maybe you're doing wild thing today. Watch my right foot on this. This is a different way to do it. Come on to the top of the foot and let that right arm just kind of drape over your right ear. Peek underneath. Everybody pull it back to a high plank if you're not with me, or table, side plank. Left leg. Over right, lift up. Maybe you're moving into a tree. Maybe you're reaching. If you have that toe, go ahead and slide it through and move it into your split. If not, we're all coming into a high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back. Breathe. I know, Deb, you're thinking left side, right? So we're going to listen what Deb's saying. I'm reading your minds now, you guys on screen. Bring your left knee to your left elbow. Pause. Kick it all the way back. Left knee to left elbow. Pause. Kick it back. 2 more times. Left knee, left elbow. Pause. Kick it back. Left knee, left elbow. Pause and hold. Kick it back. Bend the knee. Peel it open. And then slide the left leg through. Draw the back heel to the mat. Starting in our warrior 1 second side. Bring the left thumb to the hip. Hover. Hover for a moment. Feel that hover. And then pull yourself up. Know if you need to adjust your back foot. You don't need my cueing to tell you. It's like sometimes you don't need Google Maps when you're right in front of the building and you're still trying to figure out where you are. Sometimes you just have to look it up, figure out how it feels. And what is the timing of this for you today? Are you too overwhelmed in your head to even get in this space? That's cool. Just be kind to yourself. Just know it. Exhale, sink a little deeper. We're going to play with the feet a little bit. Come up so the toes lift up. Stretch it back. Then when you come back forward, lift the heel up and lean a little forward. And then come back, pull it up. And then exhale, little forward. Walk that back leg in if you start to lose your place. Inhale up. Exhale back. One more time, inhale up. Exhale back, swing the arms behind, settle the heel, open the heart, and move right into your humble warrior. Left ear to the ankle. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Shake it out a little bit. Have some fun. Don't rip the mat. Let the head go. When you release the arms, it's going to feel good through the wrist, through the shoulders. Look down at your left foot for a moment. Make sure your left baby toe has not become best friends with that second toe. You want it to be a little bit apart. Draw your left hand to your left ankle. If you need to come higher, you will. The Trikonasana happens here as you feel the right hip stack over left, just like we do when we do our Pigeon dog. Lift the arm up and hold it. Breathe. Now you could stay here and enjoy the ride. You could bring the right hand to the hip, lean a little bit more forward and move right into your Ardha Chandrasana. I take my right hand to my right hip and I turn the right hip bone up a little bit more as I try to lift my inner left arch of the foot. So I can really get, like I'm squeezing out as much juice as I can get with the right arm coming up. Maybe reaching back to bow it. Maybe drawing the hand to the heart. We're going to exhale and land the leg all the way down. Place the right hand to the floor. Draw that left thigh open and breathe. If you want to come onto the baby toe side of that back foot, make this a little bit more aggressive, feel free. We're coming back to where we started. The left knee is on the left thigh. Pull back into your high push-up, one leg lifted, exhale low. Inhale up, exhale back. Take two more of these if you want to. Piggyback left over right. This is an exhale low, inhale high. Exhale back, actually now two more. Inhale, exhale, inhale. I don't know how to count. This is too much. Exhale, inhale, exhale, last one. I know, I can hear you screaming at me, you guys. Pick the left leg up, walk your hands in, bend the knee and peel it open. If you're flipping your dog and you're doing that thing that I did, you come onto the top of that left toe. It's wild thing. Stretching out the top of your foot. And then we'll pull all the way around. Stack your right foot over left. Left knee is to the earth if you're modifying. Lift the hips up. Draw the foot up wherever you can. Maybe you fall down. Look, I almost fell over. And maybe pull it all the way through. Everybody has a different place to go. During two more breaths. Inhale high, exhale low. Inhale up, exhale back. Let's give the upper body a little rest. Jump to the front of the mat, please. Come into an inhale, exhale. Come right up to Utkatasana. Right up to your Utkatasana. Sit right into it. You're nice and warm. How are we doing with time? Let's see. Hold on. Beautiful. Sink a little bit deeper. I'm gonna be right on time for my dental implant. Anybody else want to do that for me? Sink down even more. I don't feel old, my body. My teeth do. Even more. Exhale, hands to the center of the heart. You're twisting to the right. Left elbow to the outside of that right thigh. So I like to use manipulation here. I like to slide my elbow more to the middle of that right thigh, drawing my hand to a block it to the floor and twisting up. Breathe. The right arm can come behind. If you want something different, you want to open up your feet and draw that left arm under and come into a bind. Make sure you get the bind and then walk the knees back together. You can do that. Either one works. Draw in 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. And we're going to move right into that explosive pose. So that explosive pose is coming back forward over your thighs. Bring your left hand over to that right baby toe. Lift your left leg up. We're revolving again. Same direction. Lift up that right arm, but your left leg is lifted. Breathe. Keep twisting. So notice if you start gripping and you're getting fatigued, you're going to start rounding in your shoulders. It's better to put your left foot to the floor, draw your shoulders back, and twist from there. Take 1 more breath. Come back to land your left foot pretty wide apart from your right foot. Let your left hand come over your right thigh. Let your right arm come over your left thigh. Look at my arms. They're making a little bit of an X. I open up my feet pretty wide, and I hang here for a minute. If you want to continue with this, like there's fire underneath you and your feet, you're going to stand, straighten your legs, and peek underneath. Really energetic through the legs. And then exhale, come back to center. Release everything into a high to low push-up if you want a little wash away. Everybody else come into a Malasana Squat. Breathe. I know. You know, when I come onto the mat, sometimes I have a plan of what we're going to do, and sometimes it just evolves into something totally different from what I thought. That's what's happening right now. I'm like, where did this go? This was not what I was going to do today, but I'm going to go with the flow, right? Lift the chest up nice and tall. If you're moving into a crow pose, you're going there. Don't wait for me to tell you. On the exhale, drop it forward. Walk the feet together. Come into your Utkatasana and twist to the second side. So you're going to lift the ribs, take the hands to the center of the heart, and twist. This is one of those ones that you can totally fake. You know, when you just don't want to do something, you're like, I'm just going to get this over with. So I'm encouraging you, if this is the time to do it, use that left hand to get that right elbow really to the middle. Start to think about your knees staying pretty centered. Maybe bring the right arm down, left arm up, and come through. I say that to you because that's what I do in this pose. On the second side, I always dog it. Pull the ribs up, keep twisting, open the toes. Pull yourself back up to center for a moment. Your left hand is going to come to the outside of that baby toe a little bit. You can separate your feet. My right leg is going to come behind me as I start to revolve and twist. My right leg will lift up if I want to punch up into that balanced pose. Maybe reaching for that back leg, maybe not. It's entirely up to you. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Couple more breaths. As I exhale, my right foot will come out to the side, nice and wide. My left arm will come under, and I'm just kind of twist. You can kind of twist whichever direction feels good for you. But the left arm on top, maybe you peek under the left. Come back to center, bend the knees, pull yourself all the way up. Move into Utkatasana. Pretty please. So we're going to go through our flow now. We're going to add a few of those poses that we just did. A few that I think all of you pretty much know. If you're pretty new to this, then you're just going to kind of like probably sit in your seat and watch and laugh. We'll take an inhale and the exhale, settle. Remember, you go as slow or as fast as you need to. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold, fold. Inhale, lengthen, step back to your high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back. Right leg steps back, bend the knee and peel it open. And then draw the right leg all the way through. Come into your warrior one and rock back to curl the toes up. Exhale, push a little forward to lift the heel up. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale into your warrior two. Inhale, straighten the leg on the reverse. Exhale, move right into Trikonasana, or some of you may choose to go right into the balance pose of Ardha Chandrasana. On the exhale, we'll drop the left leg to the floor if needed. Turn to the right, inhale. And then slide it back with your right knee resting on your right elbow. High push up. Exhale, low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back. Woo! Left leg lifts up, then the knee, peel it open. Draw your left leg through. Take an inhale, curl the toes back up here. Straighten the leg. Feel it? Now exhale. Kick yourself forward, bringing the heel up. Bring it up. Inhale, we're gonna breathe it up, and exhale, we'll land it in our warrior two. Inhale, straighten the leg and lift. Exhale, move into Trikonasana or Ardha Chandrasana. It's up to you. We'll take an extra breath here. On the exhale, sweep the right arm down. Twist to the left. Slide the left hand to the inside of the left foot, lift. Kick back to your high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back. So you're gonna go again if you want it. If not, you're coming to child's pose with your hands going to the right. Your right leg steps forward if you're going. You're coming up, straightening the leg. Exhale, pushing away. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, settle. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, into triangle or Ardha Chandrasana. Slide it all the way through to a twist. Finding the inhale. This is going to be our last side. My guys who are in child's pose, hands to the left, please. Inhale up. Exhale back. Left leg lifts up, bend the knee. Bring it all the way through. Inhale, warrior one. Curl the toes up. Exhale, lift that heel up and hover. Inhale, pull it up. Exhale, sink into it. You can put variation to this if you want it. I am not the artist here. You are. Lean into that Trikonasana. You're painting the picture you need for you. Left arm comes up. Come back so the knee is on the elbow. Go to your high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale all the way back. Let's all come into child's pose with our hands forward facing. I gotta grab some water. Take some inhales and some exhales. Hopefully everybody's good. We're gonna move into our balance poses, not that we haven't already done that today. So move into your downward dog, please. From there, step it forward. You're moving into an eagle pose. So you're gonna come all the way up to stand. Remember, soft reminder, we don't always have to hold on to the heaviness in our lives. So this unveiling, right arm comes under, right leg comes around. We find the tight parts of our body, and then we encourage them to let go as we sink a little bit deeper. Sometimes it's not always the right time, sometimes it's perfect timing, right? Sink down a little bit different, a little bit deeper. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Keep breathing. We'll draw in 2 more breaths. And then stay with me, please, here. We're moving right into dancer. So I'm doing a counter pose. This is a closed pose. This is an eagle pose to close. Inhale, this is open. Exhale, reach back for the right ankle. If you gotta grab a wall or a chair, go for it. If I have one right next to me, I probably would. Pull it all the way back, lift the chest up and breathe. Yes, keep breathing, keep lifting. On the exhale, just simply step that right foot through. I'm coming onto the top of my foot, drawing my right thumb up and giving my ankle a little stretch. Whew. On the exhale, just bringing everything back together. We'll take the inhale, sweep the left leg up, cross it over. Bring the left arm under. So yoga is about getting all parts of your body. You know, your fingers and toes are so part of the crampiness in your brain, you just don't know it. Hold it. Lift the elbows up, sink down a little bit deeper until you do something about it, until you feel the relief after you stretch your ankles and your feet. Soft reminder, we don't have to hold on to that heaviness. Let it go. Release, please. Grab the ankle. And some days we are going to hold on to that heaviness, as seen by me screaming at my really cute 17-year-old son, who's really awesome. Kick against the heel of the hand. So we put everything in his room. You guys keep breathing. He finally made a sign and put storage room in front of his room. He said, Mom, do I have to have the storage room? Okay, that's what happens when you're the youngest. Keep kicking, breathe, inhale and exhale. Woo. So we want to do that second side as the left leg comes forward, the right foot comes to the earth. You'll bring the left thumb up and you'll reach back. On the exhale, we'll pull the feet together, hands to the center of the heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen, step back to a high to low push-up. Inhale, high. Exhale, low. Inhale up. Exhale, back. This time, your right knee will come to tap your left shoulder from your downward dog, and then kick it all the way back. Right knee to left shoulder, kick it all the way back. This is an abdominal exercise. Right knee, left shoulder, kick it back. Right knee, left shoulder, pause, maybe extend it out if you want that fallen triangle. Maybe you lift the leg up and hover it, that's even harder. And then you're going to shift that right knee over to your right wrist and sit in pigeon pose for a much needed break. If you prefer to come onto your back and cross your right leg over left, go for it. We're gonna breathe. So I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and I know I sound like I'm a bragging mom, but she's quite incredible. And she was telling me about, she's on a COVID floor in Vanderbilt, and she was telling me about this one couple who, they're 54, husband, wife, and then they had their, the husband's father, who was 84, living with them. 84-year-old gets COVID. They think it was from them, the 50-year-olds. They all had the ambulance come to their house. They had 3 ambulances for the 3 of them to bring them to the hospital. It was quite insane. Anyhow, sad part about this is the 84-year-old is in ICU and is not doing well. The 54-year-old woman cannot stop feeling guilty about giving COVID to her 84-year-old father-in-law. But the 84-year-old father-in-law had been at the dentist last week. So timing is everything. You know, like you can't always hang on to, I know this isn't the easy stuff, this is the hard stuff, but it couldn't, maybe not, was not her that gave it to him. You never know. Draw in the breaths, exhale, let it go. But Erin said it was harder to work with her because she was so emotionally distraught about that versus physical things that were going on in her body. Her brain was just getting her sicker and sicker. Inhale, exhale, let it go. On this last breath, I want you to slowly pull that right leg out. Kick it out for me. Really get the crankiness gone in the ankle. Shake it out. Come down and land it. Walk it out. Take your time to find that release. And then bring that left knee up. Bring the left knee to your right elbow. Pull it all the way back. Left knee to right elbow. Pull it all the way back. Left knee to right elbow. Pull it all the way back. Left knee to right elbow, maybe you pause and hold. You can lift that leg up and hold. You can draw it down, whatever you want, or at the end. We're going to go ahead and slide the knee all the way over to the left wrist and come right into your pigeon on the second side. Another FYI, they're finding that the lungs are getting more full when people are in the prone position like this. So take that advantage of breathing breath to the back side of your ribs. Exhale, let it all go. When we go ahead and if you're on your back and you want to kick it out from there, go for it. When we get out of this, when you're ready, tuck the back toe under, do whatever you need here and start to think about, did I miss a pose that I need to do? Because we're coming on to into our seated position staff pose. And I don't know, was there something that you wanted to do? Timing is everything. You're feeling a certain way, you go for it. Inhale, lift up, exhale, fold forward. Bring the forehead towards the knees. Breathe. Pull it all the way up on the inhale. On the exhale, we're going to come all the way down, bending the knees and using the abs. One vertebrae at a time, come down to land it down. And then as you do, squeeze the knees. Right leg crosses over left. Squeeze the knees in. Rock it side to side. Pull it back. Let the left leg come to the floor, right leg to the sky. Hold. On the exhale, let that right leg open. Gently remind the left hip to open as well. And swing it all the way around. This is so good for you. Move it in both directions. We'll come back to let the right leg swing all the way over to the left, letting the right arm extend. Give it a ha. Now you should feel distance between your ears and your shoulders. You should be able to move that head a little bit. Let that right arm rest somewhere, on a block, on a wall. Come back to center. Awesome. Place both feet to the floor. Lift your hips up to the sky. Move into a bridge pose. You could grab the edge of your mat and lift up, or you could grab underneath. Either one, whatever suits your fancy. On the exhale, come all the way down. We're going to let the left leg come over and squeeze the knees in for a moment. Forehead towards those thighs. And then let the right leg land. The left leg will come up. Give it a little stretch. Let the left leg come around. Move it all the way up and around. Move it in the opposite direction. Definitely let it come over in a final spinal. Pull yourself back to center. Place your feet to the mat. Here's a bridge or a wheel of your choice. Last one. We'll go for 8 breaths. So if you want to come onto your forehead and then pull yourself up, go for it. Whatever works for you, right? Timing. It's not going to work for me to stay up for the 8 breaths because I strained my wrist yesterday. It's not a good idea to do it. Take in 3 more breaths. Think of the way you just filled your belly up in the prone position. Now you're flipped upside down. Can you put so much emphasis into your breath that you get as much oxygen in? On the exhale, 1 vertebrae at a time comes down to the mat. Come all the way down. Squeeze your knees to the outsides of your armpits when you land, and give yourself a little happy baby bug pose. Extend out to your straddle. Just come back here for a moment as we bring the legs right over the hips. Bring the hands behind the head and just lift and lower. For you crazies that think we didn't get enough abs in, let's just do a little bit of that, okay? For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Remember, legs can be on the floor if you need it. 3, 2. Now hold it up. Scoop out to the middle, drop it down. You know that one leg's coming down if it's too much for your back. Drop it down a little bit more. Hold it. Reach the arms towards your heels. Lift the upper body. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that come back to your happy baby. Let's do a little straddle stretch because I didn't do any of that today. And then we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana. I don't know about you, but I feel like that class just flew by. Wiggle your toes. I'm so glad you showed up. If you guys didn't hear me at the beginning, I was on Zoom, but I picked the wrong meeting. I must have 2 recurring meetings in my account. And I kept saying, why is nobody here? Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Sorry, I knew you'd be there. Soften the jaw, release, breathe, believe. Soft reminder, not everything that is heavy is ours to hold on to. Sometimes it's a good idea to let go because sometimes you snap. That's what I did the other day. A little bit of snapping, we got over, the explosions were gone. And then we were all good, but not always good to snap. Let the arms come out, the legs come out, shake it out. Let's close the eyes, go into a quiet space. Feel the eyeballs fall back into the eye sockets. Enjoy the breath. Remember, help it. You know, help your breath by paying attention. Feel the way it softens the muscles in your face, through your side temples, through the back of your throat, all the way through your jaw, definitely through your jaw. And then letting it slide down the back of your throat so that it hits the center of your chest and it spills out from the center of your chest to your shoulders, to your elbows, to your forearms, to your wrists, to your fingers, to your thumbs, all the way down, moving down your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Middle belly, right and left sides of your glutes, down to the front of your thighs, tops of your knees, tops of your shins, tops of your feet, from your big toes to your baby, bottoms of your feet, inner arches, outer ankles, backs of your calves, backs of your quads, and then from the bottom of your spine to the middle of your belly to the center of your chest. You have arrived, my friends. One breath at a time. Enjoy. Let's start to move our fingers and our toes, our ankles and our wrists, reaching the arms up overhead for a nice big inhale. Bend the knees into your chest and just kind of fall over to the right when you're ready. Head resting on your hands. Sip it up, my friends. Right, this is a good time. Timing is everything. To let your feelings in, the feelings of love and confidence for yourself. You just did a great job of showing up, right? And we don't always get it right. We just don't. And especially during this times, we feel like we're getting a lot of things wrong. Just take this moment to pat yourself on the back. Remember, we show up, burn brightly, live passionately. And when the moment is over, when our work is done, we step back and let go. Victory to our spirits, peace to all beings. Let's come up to that seated position, sitting nice and tall. Maybe shake that neck out a little bit. Not shake it out, but make some movement. Roll the shoulders, collapse the ribs, and then poke the chest forward. Take an inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Hands to your third eye center. As we bow and surrender to our two selves, we say namaste. Make sure you take that breath to exhale and let it go. You're ready to go get them, guys. Thank you.